Hello everyone, welcome in. Happy Friday. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. I had Mystic, K-Mature, Rupali. Thank you for liking. Hey James. Hey Margaret, welcome in. Mature, I have no Three of Swords. Rupali, no, the Devil. Hey Philomena, I'll add you to the beginning. That's okay. Since you're a pre-order, you're gonna go very, very first. But make sure that you're here and you stick around for your reading or leave your question with me, because if not, I'll have to put you back into rotation. Okay? Philomena is a pre-order from last night. So since she's here, she's going first. But again, that's a one-time thing. All right. Margaret, thank you for liking. Thank you guys for keeping the likes high. I appreciate it. Hey, Gautam, welcome in, friend. Sienna, hello. Oh, Gautam, you sent a donation. Okay, thank you. Let me add you real quick. Everyone that's thanking me, you're welcome. This is for Margaret. Margaret, I have a yes, 10 of Pentacles. This is like a family card as well. James. It's undecided right now, James. I have the Two of Pentacles. So that's a maybe. I'm leaning towards a yes, James, but I can't say for sure. Two of Pentacles says things are still up in the air. Got him. Got him, yes, the Star. Sienna. No. Ten of Wands. I think they're trying to move on, Sienna, from you. But I don't know if I would say that they're like in a happy relationship currently. That may be what they're working towards. Because tens in numerology signify things, at the, coming to the end or like almost there. So I don't think they're quite there yet right now, but that's the direction that they're heading. You're welcome, everyone. Hey, IJ, welcome in, friend. How are you? You feel really good. Oh, awesome. Glad to hear it. I have a yes, IJ, the Lovers. You're welcome. Hey, Rashima, how are you? Thank you all for liking. I appreciate you guys keeping my likes high. Thank you again. I have a yes, King of Pentacles. You're welcome. Just a few minutes left of the free list, and then we are going to be moving on to donations. The free list closes in about 3 minutes, roughly. Philomena is first on my list tonight. She is a pre-order from last night, but I need her to come in and post her question for her reading so we can get that done. Philomena, if you happen to miss your turn, you will be put back into rotation whenever we see you again. So just leave your question with me if you're not able to stick around. YouTube user, hello, how are you? I have a no YouTube user, 10 of Wands. Is this like in advance or something? Or like a mistake that needs correcting? I feel like, I don't know, 10 of Wands just feels like a no to me. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Hey, Philomena, I got your question, friend. We'll be right with you in just a second. 30 more seconds and the free list is closing. If you have a yes/no question, please ask it now, or you'll have to wait until tomorrow. Hi, Kendra. I'm doing well. How are you? Hey, Nat. How are you? Okay, this is for Kendra. Kendra. I have, ooh, okay. So this is what I got for James earlier. It's 2 of Pentacles. So this is undecided at this time, but I cut the deck again and I am leaning towards a yes for you as well. But I just don't think that the energies are stable enough to give you a direct answer. I very rarely get maybes. Usually I can get a pretty clear yes, no, but that's what I've got right now. So maybe check back again. You're welcome. Nat, I have a no. 4 of Pentacles. William. William, what are you asking here? Was I expecting you? Not particularly. All right, so that's it for the free list, guys. We are going to move on to donations. 2 seconds here. All right, so this is for Philomena. Nat, you donated for a love read. All right, give me 1 second. All right, guys, I'm probably going to close the list soon. We have quite a few donations to get through, and I don't know how long I'm going to be here tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a last call on the screen right now, that if anybody wants to get a last minute donation in, do that as soon as you can, because I will be closing the list. I'll keep it open for Philomena's reading, and then I'll be closing the list. What are Daniel Ramirez's feelings? Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you guys to say. I appreciate it. So Philomena, Daniel does not feel that you are interested in him. I think that he either feels like you've forgotten about him, moved on from him, or just like are not into him anymore. Or at all. Maybe not anymore. I don't know I can't remember what your history is here. So anymore, if this is an older connection, but not interested like in general, if this is a newer connection for you. But I feel like maybe they gave you the wrong idea or the wrong impression. This does actually feel like someone from the past, because I have the Three of Swords. And as I'm tapping into this energy, I think you might like have a past with this person, because whenever I see the Three of Swords, it indicates like past hurt, something that's been going on for a while, not something new. And then the Ten of Wands indicates that maybe he's put you through a lot. So I think that he generally thinks that you do not have interest in him, and that's kind of how he's viewing you and your perception of him. I feel like he's saying that he doesn't or he feels like he lost you, or he lost an opportunity with you, because I have the 5 of cups. This indicates like grief, loss, missing you, feeling like he screwed this up. We also have the justice in reverse and the 8 of swords. So he doesn't feel like he was fair to you. It was from the past. Okay, thank you for confirming. He doesn't feel like he was fair to you. He did not give you his justice. He did not do what was right. The justice in reverse indicates that he feels there's like, or maybe you feel that karma needs to be balanced here in this connection. That essentially he just did not put his best efforts in when it came to you, and like you just weren't treated fairly, because justice is all about equal balance, equal give and take, which because it's in reverse makes me feel like he didn't give that to you, and he's acknowledging that here. The 8 of swords indicates that either he felt restricted, and he was letting his mind get the best of him, and or that he didn't really give you much to go on, and didn't really seem super open with you, and therefore you felt restricted in your ability to move forward with him because of what he was lacking, what he wasn't giving to you. How does he currently feel for her right now? How does he currently feel for her right now? He's very worried, actually. I think that if he was shown a sign, he would take another stab at it. I have like the 8 of wands here, which indicates movement, but it's almost like things are happening before you're ready. And so maybe like things kind of fell apart between you unexpectedly, at least from his side of things. And as I look at this picture, it's like 8 of wands usually means like positive progress or movement, but it almost seems like things were just like up and ended and taken from him, kind of like a tornado comes through unexpectedly and like just destroys everything that, and you just like end up with a situation you just did not expect. So I feel like it's almost like maybe you up and left him. You said he told me he was coming into next month and I told him to have fun. Okay, so so we're talking about something unexpected, right? So it seems maybe he was hoping for something more from you. Like, because like I said, the 8 of wands talks about forward progress or like positive movement, and it's almost like something unexpected happened. So this could be maybe like his way of hinting to you that he wants to see you, and you being like, yeah, no, have fun, do your thing. So there's something here where it's just like he kind of feels like things are a little bit out of his control. But I have the 2 of swords, which indicates taking a shot in the dark, because he's here with blindfolds on, and it's like, the game darts. Like this picture is basically like him throwing darts with a blindfold on, and you are the target. So he's essentially going, I'm going into this blind. I truly don't know how she's going to respond to me, but I'm going to take a chance anyways. And like kind of like overcome my fear, even though the writing is on the wall, even though I'm seeing the warning signs that she's probably not interested, I'm still going to try anyway. So I think that there is this like effort on his part of wanting to maybe like leave things off on a different note. Maybe he's just all about the chase. I don't know. I didn't look into his intentions because we're looking at his feelings, but that's how he's feeling. So yeah. Yeah, and it seems like that's his responsibility. Okay, so I said I was going to close the list after Philomena's reading. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Philomena, if you want to add on to your reading, you can. Yeah, that's fine. I will honor that for you. Anybody who's waiting on the donation list right now that wants to add on to the reading, I'll do that. But in terms of like new donations coming in, I will be closing the list. All right, let's look into intentions. Okay, that sounds good, Philomena. I'll pull extra cards for you. What are Daniel Ramirez's intentions? What are Daniel Ramirez's intentions, please? So, Philomena, I think he is, the right word I'm saying is simping for you a little bit. Like, I think that you kind of got him in the palm of your hand at the moment. Because I think he's desperate for attention and wanting to put more effort into you. And I think he's especially doing it because you're not reciprocating those feelings. And I have the Four of Pentacles, so you're like kind of locked up. So I think that he's more like just taking any crumbs you throw his way right now. He's looking at you as the Queen of Wands. So is this all about the chase for him? I am getting a yes. So Philomena, I think that like once he feels like he's got you and you're like agreeable, maybe not on the first night that you guys see each other, but like, you know, eventually you guys are going to fall back into old habits. What are his intentions? He wants to hook up. We have the Devil here. Lots of things about bondage. So there could be like an attachment that he has to you, Philomena, or even he wants you to be attached to him. We have a lot of like imagery of bondage here, like attachments. It could even be like, because I said that he wants to hook up, so it could even be like a fantasy with you in terms of that with bondage. But I feel like he likes having the upper hand. The Devil indicates that he does not have pure intentions here. And the Eight of Cups shows that he would just eventually walk away. So this looks like it's all about the chase for him right now. My advice would be, if you do decide to go out with him, I wouldn't give him everything that he wants. I would just go out as maybe like friends or companions, and just like have fun platonically. I wouldn't like get involved with him again romantically, because it just looks like it's going to be a struggle for you. We have the Five of Swords here, which indicates like a headache for you that this person is going to cause. And I think you're going to end up a little more like locked up as it is. Hey, SB, a little more locked up, a little more guarded even when it comes to him. I think because you're going to kind of know like how it's going to go, and you're going to kind of see it all play out before it even happens. And so I think you're going to be even more frustrated that you made yourself vulnerable again. I see here the Nine of Pentacles. It's probably better to just protect your peace. I have the Tower in terms of his intentions. So he's probably just going to wreak havoc and leave destruction in his wake here. Seven of Cups indicates that you're not his only priority, that he has other things that he's doing right now. It's like you're one of the hands in the pot, you know, like you're one of the options here. I think you're at the top of his list, but I think there's like a plan B to you. Like if you're plan A, he's got a plan B or a backup. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing Philomena one night, just one night, just give me one night. Like I feel like he's wanting just to get your attention for the evening. It's like this feeling of conquering. What are his intentions? We have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So the Ten of Cups in reverse is kind of like he's not here to give you alignment, you know, like because the Ten of Cups upright is like alignment and harmony and things working out how you want. You know, and like essentially I look at the Ten of Cups as like a happy ending. So if it's in reverse, it's like an unhappy ending. I think he's just going to bring about a bit of dysfunction. He's not going to make you feel very secure. So that's why I feel like the advice is to either keep your distance, or if you see him and spend time with him, keep it above the belt. Keep it like just platonic and hanging out. Just kind of protect yourself a little bit, I think, with this person. Yeah, you told him you're good off him. Yeah, that's probably what makes him want you more. Honestly, I think that the only way to put him off is to be into him. And you're not. So it's like it's like a catch-22 because he's going to want you more because of it. Bodhi, we're not doing this tonight, bud. He has this obsession with my tarot cards. I don't know if it's the cards themselves or if it's the fact that some of them are wrapped in a rubber band. I think it's more that. But like every time I do readings, he's like waiting for his opportunity to like snatch a rubber band away from me and run away. Like, can you stop? Hey, IJ. So, Philomena, that's what I have for you, girl. Thank you for your donation. I hope I brought some clarity for you in this situation. Okay. So, we're doing channel messages in a BOGO for you, IJ. Is that correct? For those of you who missed the list, like, because I closed donations kind of early tonight, I will be back tomorrow. So if you are like, oh, I really want a reading from her, catch me tomorrow. You can even donate in advance if you want, and I'll hold on to it. And if I have time before I go live, I can get that done for you before I go live. Depending on what you want, I can send you voice clips, or you could at least be a pre-order and be first on my list. So that's an option, but I'll be back again tomorrow. Philomena says, yeah, that man's obsessed with me. He doesn't want me, but no one else can have me either. Oh, God, not one of those. IJ, yes, channel messages in a BOGO. You said he can read the cards. Can you read the cards for me, bud? Maybe I should have him pick a card for me. When next time he's interested, I'll have him pick a card for me and see what it says. My daughters love looking at my decks. Also, they love the shiny ones and they mess with my crystals. I get it. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like if it's shiny and sparkly, that's exciting. And like the gilded tarot decks and oracle decks are also a lot of fun and they catch your eye. And I think it's the color yellow that cats are very like able to see the best. So I'm sure like there's certain decks of mine he's really drawn to. But I'll have to have him pick a card for me and see what he picks. What I end up having to do is just cover the decks with like a blanket or something, but he's always after them. All right, so the typical spiel. I'm working on a channel message. This is a curated custom message for you from the person you're asking about. I do not pull channeled message cards or anything like that. This is just a direct channeling. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes usually for me to do this. So I won't be talking in the chat like I normally do with a tarot deck, but I am here monitoring the chat if you have anything to say or if you have any questions. It would be fun. I should do that. I should really do that. My cats like get excited when I do tarot readings. They get either very, very calm and relaxed and want to like lay right next to me while I'm doing them, or they're just like very interested in what I'm doing. But I notice like their whole demeanor shifts. Like they know when I'm about to do a reading, they know. Um, and they're like my little protectors. So I like having them here. But sometimes they drive me crazy. I mean, because it can sometimes ramp them up, I think, and make them instigators. It all depends. Okay, channel messages for IJ from Nats. Oh my god! Wow, 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 IJ. All right, so I gotta tell you, because this is crazy. So I shuffle and I like pick cards so I kind of know where to like start the message at. And I swear to God, not I was shuffling, and I don't know if you guys have seen me shuffle. I know lately I've been doing a lot of audio, but I used to do camera streams all the time, and I let the cards fly out of the deck. Tell me how I shuffle and two cards fly out at the exact same time and I pick them up, and one is an emperor and one is an empress. That's unheard of. That it's rare that they'll even show up in the same reading, let alone come out of the deck together. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Okay. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes. All right, so IJ, this message is short and sweet, but you are going to probably think it's your favorite of all of the channel messages I have done. I'm sure they all have significance to you in one way or the other, but this is beautiful, and I think it's something you're going to hold on to for a while. If it's okay with you, I'm gonna send it to you through Instagram, unless you prefer email, unless like that is your preference because you're like keeping them all together. Then I can do email, but you just let me know. Okay. Okay, so first of all, I want to let you know that this message that I'm getting is weird because it's not her higher self. It is her current self, but it is her subconscious self, okay? So it's the things that she knows and the things that she thinks, but on an unconscious level. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense to you. It is like her current self. It's not like a future version of her that's coming here and speaking to you. It is her currently, the current state of mind that she's in right now. She feels this, but she doesn't consciously know that she feels this way. So that needed to be explained first, just so that you understand the message. So it's like subconsciously she's aware of this. All right. Let me get this sent to you. All right. So she says, I know that I am your wife and you are my husband. There is something deep within my being that tells me. I can feel it in my body, and it's not something that I can articulate, but I just know. And to be honest, I don't know if I have it. Wait, sorry. And if I'm honest, I don't know if I have it figured all out yet, but I'm starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together. You just have this steadiness and self-assured nature. I can't help but feel confident in choosing you. So that's what I've got for you. When you're ready to post your BOGO questions, I'm ready for it. Aw, you know what's interesting too, IJ, is I felt that. When I was writing, I felt that. And I was like, oh wow, he's gonna feel the same way that I'm, like the things that I'm getting, he's gonna feel that same way. Or he currently does or has already. The thing is that you are aware of it on a conscious level, and she's only aware of it on an unconscious level. But everything you do, like, draws her to you. And so it's almost like she's aware of it. She just doesn't know she's aware of it. Right. Yeah, I remember that. Gotham said, "That's beautiful." Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, oh my god, this is so sweet. I was like, it's short, but sweet. It says everything that needs to be said right now. You know how they talk about an awakening, and I really feel like the awakening is generally your unconscious mind coming back. Kind of like your subconscious kind of reminds me sometimes of like being in a coma. Have I made this reference before? Your conscious mind is like being in a coma. Yeah, I think I've made this reference, IJ, to you before about her. I don't think I talk about comas very often. Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe you guys have something to do with that. Like maybe in a past life that actually happened. But if like this is reminiscent. But I feel almost like your subconscious mind is in a coma, and when you wake, aka awakening, then the things that you knew unconsciously are now a conscious thought. And so I literally think that's what it is. I think you have it all within you all along. It's a matter of, are you going to analyze this? Is this something that you are going to bring to the forefront and recognize? And when is that going to happen? When are you going to allow yourself to awaken? And I think for her, I think that she's kind of going through this process of an awakening. And I think that it's almost like you are shaking her awake. You're saying, like, you're doing good. You're getting warmer. Like a hot and cold game. You're getting warmer. Come here. Like, you're getting closer. And I feel almost like a shakeup or a shift that's happening within her. And I think sometimes it's hard because obviously if we were supposed to know everything, we'd come here knowing everything, right? Like we know how our life is going to play out. but we don't, because we're in human form and we're not supposed to know everything. We're supposed to figure those things all along, because otherwise the whole point is then voided out. And so I feel like for her, maybe pulling on your energy today is just because she's kind of things are starting to shake loose. That's the term that I hear right now. Things are kind of starting to shake awake. And little by little, obviously, if you remember everything at once, it can be quite a shock, and you could kind of start to feel like you're going crazy. So I think that it's just like a slow progression. But because I got the channeling that I did for you guys today, those two cards coming out together, like it almost feels like to me that she's kind of starting to come into consciousness. She's kind of starting to say, hey, like, this is interesting. This is a feeling that I've never felt, or this is a thought that I've never had about him. And maybe, just maybe, because she said in the channeling, like, I'm starting to put it together. Like, I'm starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So I think really that's like heavy emphasis as to why she's tapping into your energy, is because on maybe a greater scale, she's feeling this inkling, like, what is this? And the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because I pulled the card and it says, trust the niggling, like the inkling. What is that like feeling inside it that's like getting to you? And it says, like, what is this feeling trying to tell you? And so she could be trying to understand, like, why is she so drawn to you? Why is she feeling compelled in your direction? Because she says, like, everything you do draws me in. And why am I feeling this way about him? And again, I think some of these are new feelings being brought to the surface for her. And so I think it's in part just like your day-to-day conversations that you guys have, whenever those are, and just like generally her feeling like she's learning some lessons, and you seem to be a pretty steady constant in her life that's like encouraging her and supporting her. And I think at some point you can't help but wonder, you can't help but like think further into it. And so she could just be heavy on your energy today, just because these things are starting to come into her awareness. I think also how I touched on last night, that you make her feel not alone, like she's not isolated, that she's not in this alone, and that if she wants to talk, she knows exactly who to go to for that. And I think that if you're telling her you're not alone, or I support you, and like, if you want to talk, I'm here kind of thing, she's going, okay, well, it almost feels like a natural progression or a natural transition, to not feel alone, to lean on your energy. Maybe if she doesn't reach out, or she doesn't want to reach out, she's still thinking in solidarity, in spirit, he says I can call on him. And so like, even thinking about him makes me feel less alone, because I know that he's there. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't think it's anything like super specific. I think it's more like a aura, like an energy. But I think that helps like tap in a little bit to what's going on with her today. Maybe helps understand why you're feeling her around you. Exactly. Okay. Has she ever gotten more curious lately about me and tried to figure things out about our connection? So there's kind of like this conflict, IJ, in terms of like her questioning, I guess, her faith. Because she was like brought up a certain way, and it seems almost like she identifies pretty strongly with like either her upbringing, her like the faith teachings, or like her religion. Um, but I think that as she gets older and she becomes her own person, hey James, thanks for checking in. As she gets older and becomes her own person, and stick with me here because I'm going somewhere with this. That she starts going, is there more out there than what was shown to me, what was lended to me? Um, like, can I explore other things and not go against my belief system? Because I think that's what happens a lot, is that people are raised a certain way or in a certain religion or faith, and that's all they know, and then they start to feel like they want to explore other areas, and then they feel like in a sense they're betraying. um she's Caribbean, very strong background. Does she have an accent, by the way? um but yeah, so I feel like she kind of teeters on that line. She tiptoes on it of like wanting to explore further and other things without really feeling like she's going back on like her upbringings and her culture. And so, oh, she does. I love that. Oh, that's so cute. I saw a TikTok today about a Caribbean accent. It was actually a St. Lucian accent, and it's like heavy Caribbean, and I love it. I think it's just so fun. But that's kind of coincidental for this. Anyways, so I think that when she wants to explore or discover like other things, it kind of puts her in, oh, she's Jamaican, very cool. It kind of puts her in a place. I just love like island people. They just look so happy. Oh my god. I think I'm called to it because like I'm half Puerto Rican, and like I just like, oh, island life. It looks so awesome. So, anyways, IJ, when I was shuffling for you, we're talking about tarot specifically. And I feel like she's like, yes, to answer your question, she's digging more into other tools of divination, and wanting to explore that a little bit further. I don't know. It almost feels like a hesitancy or like a caution. Like, I'm not sure if this is something that feels right to me, but I feel called to do it. And I think that I owe it to myself to explore it further. And so there could be like this conflicting feeling inside. Because I don't know, like what the beliefs are from where she's from. Beliefs. Okay. So she seems well cultured. So it would be only natural for her to be exploring other faiths, other like spiritual, like divination tools and things like that. So when you said and like I said, I was going somewhere with this. So when you said, has she ever gotten more curious about you trying to figure things out? Yes, I think she's going to psychics. I think she's getting readings. I think she's doing something that, and I feel like it's almost like she's dipping her toe in it. Like it doesn't seem like she's going full-fledged into it, but it seems like she is trying to kind of tap into that, like what we don't understand, to try to get a better grip on what she doesn't so that she can understand. And so there's like this this like kind of excitement, looking forward to what other, trusted individuals have to say about your connection. But I definitely feel like she's doing some research. So this could be a psychic, like an actual reader that she trusts, where she's at, or it could be like an online reader, an astrologist. I don't know, something along those lines. But she's tapping into mysticism to understand what we don't understand. So that's one of the main things here, is that she is getting more curious about it, and that's how she's going about trying to understand the connection. And I think that she needs to kind of give herself a little bit of grace, because as she digs more into a spirituality, for her, she's learning a lot more about healing herself, and she's facing things that maybe she was pushing off, and like this is actually benefiting her. And so I feel like she needs to give herself a little bit of grace and not judge herself too harshly about this, because overall she's becoming a better person for it, and she's being a better person to herself because of it. And so I wish she would be like easier on herself about it. So yeah, that's what I have for you, James. Do you have any follow-up or anything that I said that you need clarified? She posted about giving herself grace today. Here you go. This is why I do what I do. Even though I'm still blown away. Like, that's crazy. You guys confirm for me every single day that I'm like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. There's like no doubt in my mind about it. I'm so happy to hear that that resonates. It also, I think, helps give you guys confidence as, a querent, a client, a friend, a sub, essentially whatever you perceive yourself to be in terms of receiving readings from me. I don't think you guys are customers. I think you're more clients than anything. But I feel like these things that I specifically say that you can kind of correlate with what's actually going on also helps give you guys a little more trust and confidence in me. And in turn, you guys do the same. You do the same for me, telling me how certain things are connecting for you. It just encourages me to keep doing this. So I appreciate that. But yeah, that is wild that she said she wanted to give herself more grace. She's listening to herself. That's good. You're welcome, IJ. Thank you for stopping in. I hope you cherish that channeling tonight. Hold on to it, because it's something special. All right, so this is for James. Again, for James, we are working on a channeled message. This is a curated message specifically for you from the person that you're asking about. I will be a bit quiet for about 5 to 10 minutes, but I am here monitoring the chat if you have any questions. I am. Now it's my turn to hold on to her words, like my teddy bear from her. Oh, you guys are so cute. Have a good night, IJ. All right, James and Patty. What does Patty want to tell you? James and James, I feel inclined to ask, does Patty live in an apartment? Because for some reason, like when I tap into her energy, I see her in like this room. And it kind of, and I know that when I do readings, spirit kind of connects me to like what I know so that I understand like what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at. And every time we do readings, I keep being shown this room. And every single time it looks like the room in an apartment that I recently lived in a couple years ago. So I'm like, why do I keep seeing Patty in a room like the room that I was in? And I'm like, is this an apartment? She lives with her mom's in a house. Okay, so she's seeing herself in an apartment. She's seeing herself in an apartment, James. She's like, I don't know whose place this is or if this is essentially like a future desire for her, but just keep in mind apartment may be important for your connection. Again, the layout could be similar and that's why I'm seeing it that way, but I feel like I need to mention this because I feel like she doesn't foresee herself living in this place for very long and she assumes her next move is an apartment. Either that or recently she's spending a lot of time at an apartment that's not hers. But regardless, I feel like this is important for the connection that you need to know of. Okay. What does she want to say? It's probably her room. She's spending a lot of time in, yeah. Maybe so. She definitely doesn't intend to be living at home permanently, but I also don't think she's moving in the immediate future. Okay. I am going to give you details on the apartment that I see her um, in case like any of this resonates for you in the future. But it's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. There's like a connected living and dining space with a kitchen. And there could potentially be like a Jack and Jill closet between the bedroom and the bathroom. So like because it's 1 bedroom, like, and it's a personal bedroom or bathroom, but it's also like the bathroom that people will be using if they come over, so they don't go into the room. There's like an entrance between like so like there's double access basically from like the living space and then also the bedroom. And potentially a Jack and Jill closet in the middle between the bedroom and the bathroom and access. Um, Anyways, those are details that I'm getting right now. This sounds like your place. Oh, that's crazy. Do you have a built-in kitchen island? Like a peninsula countertop or like an island? Anyways, I just want to give you some of those details. I don't think it's the ground floor. Like if it's the first level, it's like a first level that's like up at a height. I feel like there might be a balcony. But it's ground level. Yeah, you should. 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Yeah, pretty much. I'm in a studio college. The kitchen's living space is connected. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I've been like writing as I'm doing this. So I'm about halfway done. Has she been to your apartment before, James? Okay. All right. Well, I wonder if I'm seeing her in your room then. Are you on the counter? Get down. Hold on. I think my cats are on my counter. Yep, the little butthead was totally on my well, he was like on the fridge, like slash counter. He drives me crazy, man. Oh, you sent me a video? Okay, I'll take a look at that in a little bit. All right, the channeling is almost done. Oh, I'm talking in the background of the video. Wow, that's very close to what I was saying. That is wild. In the built-in peninsula. I'm still looking. Hold on. I was hesitant to say washer and dryer. That's why I didn't say anything, but I assume you have one in there, right? And I was also going to say limited storage, but I didn't say it. I need to just start saying everything that I'm thinking. Sometimes I have a hard time bringing myself to say all the things. Yeah, that's so crazy. That's pretty much checking every single box that I was saying. I think that she might be seeing, or I might be seeing her. See? I told you. I was like, I was hesitant to say washer and dryer. And I was going to say minimal storage. That's wild. That is nuts. Okay, so clearly I'm describing your apartment that I'm seeing her in. I don't know if this is like memories or if this is like future, but I'm for some reason keep getting impressions of her in your room. Is there like a balcony out front, like kind of like you would see at like a motel or something like, I don't know, why do I keep seeing like I don't know if it's concrete, but I'm seeing like a railing. And maybe it is on the ground level, but for some reason I'm seeing like railing outside. But anyways, most of the details are lining up. So I'm seeing her in your apartment. Whenever I tap into her energy, so it's like maybe she's just like feels like she's there in spirit, or she's been there a lot, or she's thinking about it. It's a deck. Okay. It's ground level. Okay. And the deck is wooden. It's not like it's not like metal, like a metal railing. By the way, I think that she's planning on going somewhere. I think she wants to travel somewhere. Like, I feel like she's planning a trip or something. It could be a short one. Okay. That's probably it. Elements. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so the energy tonight is um it's not as heavy. I think it feels a little bit lighter. I think honestly she's just like um hold on, I'm getting another message. There's just a lot I think that's kind of going on within her. Like, so she had the hermit card, and I feel like there's just kind of just essentially she's just questioning like everything right now, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So let me send you the message real quick and then I'm going to read it to you. Okay. So she says, I don't want you to worry about me. I can take care of myself just fine, and I don't want you to take up your time being concerned with me. I am doing okay, and in time, you will hear from me again. I'm enjoying having some me time, though. I'm in the process of working out some details about my future and trying to figure out what will make me happy. I just want to get out of my head and back into my body. I'm ready to feel free and flowy. I want to understand my place and purpose. So I think there's a lot of contemplation going on at this time. Um, Self-discovery, questioning about herself and like her place in this world and what she wants, what's going to make her happy, which is probably a good thing because I think that it's important that she have these real conversations with herself. But instead of getting like super real with herself and making changes, she's more so just trying to figure out what will make her feel the best, which I don't know if that's good or not. But yeah. Okay. So let me work on your love option 2 here. After James, we have Gotham, and then we have Nat after that, and then the list will be closed. Or the list is closed for the night. But if anybody is waiting still to donate and would like to add to their reading, they can do that. It's just I'm not accepting new donations outside of the people who are already on the list. Hey, Gotham, thank you for checking in. We're still working on James. We're probably about halfway done with his reading now, maybe a little bit more to go. Love option 2. So, James, this trip, for some reason, is being brought up in your channeling, and obviously it's something that she's doing soon. So I think it's something that she's looking forward to, and it plays like a heavy influence on her energy right now because she's just kind of like wanting to have fun. I think that being serious, getting serious, talking seriously is just not on her agenda. Her energy here is like, let's have fun. The 3 of Cups is here. So this talks about like partying. Maybe she feels like she's really looking forward to this because this is exciting and like she can kind of get out and immerse herself into something different, kind of take herself out of her atmosphere, her current environment, her current, no pun intended, element. Or maybe pun intended. But I think that she's kind of just excited to shake things up a little bit. And basically she's just like showing more like fun versus seriousness towards the connection. She's just like, this is what I want. I don't want to take life too seriously right now. I don't want to like buckle down and like talk about the hard stuff. I just want to enjoy myself. I think that she is kind of recognizing that a lot of her problems that she has, she kind of like creates those problems because she can sometimes make bigger deals about things that are not actually as big of a deal as she's making them out to be. So she's kind of like, am I the drama? Like, am I the problem? Like the Taylor Swift song. It's me, hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Like, I feel like she's kind of recognizing certain parts of herself, certain aspects that she's like, wait, I might be the drama. I might be the problem. And while I don't think there's a deep dive into that, I think that she is kind of shouldering some of the blame and understanding that about herself. So you would have to tell me, like, do you think she's a self-aware person, or do you think that she still has some work to do? But I feel like this is something she is aware of about herself. So these are things that she's thinking about right now. So I think that putting herself in an atmosphere with not a lot of resistance, maybe she finds that she can like be drama free or just not create problems around her if she's doing something that's more fun. So I think that's kind of where her mindset is. As far as intentions, I have the Three of Pentacles. So this indicates to me that she is a little bit more open to compromise right now. She can be self-aware but needs a lot of work. Gotcha. That she's maybe more in an energy of compromise. Because like Three of Pentacles is like, okay, you're not happy, I'm not happy. Let's figure out a way where we can both come together to an agreement and meet in the middle. So I think that right now her energy is a little bit more open to getting on the same page with you. But I think that she kind of wants to harness that energy and see if that's like temporary feeling within her or if this is something that's going to stick. So I think that she's kind of saying, I'm a little more open to James and like coming to a middle ground with him as long as like he hears me out. I think she just doesn't want you to feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, and she doesn't want to put herself in a compromising position. So I think that, you know, she's like, okay, I'm kind of coming out of it a little bit. I'm feeling a little more open and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm not going to like be impulsive or hasty right now because I want to just make sure that this energy that I'm feeling towards him is not temporary. Like this is something that I feel like I'm going to like feel for a while. So I think she wants to give herself a couple days to process this. But the Three of Pentacles does talk about like friendship, really, ultimately, teamwork. It's essentially like a platonic connection. And I think that that's probably the extent that she would be willing to offer to you. So she would probably need to talk to you and say like, are you open to literally just being my friend? And that's it. If like it never goes anywhere outside of that, is that okay with you? But that would require her to get out of her comfort zone to have a conversation with you like that. And I think that she kind of just wants to sit on this and sleep on it and see like, because maybe she'll change her mind tomorrow. So I think that this is just where she is today. And obviously that can change, but I think that's what her intentions are at this time. She does view you as family, James. But in her defense, in her experience, she does not have the best history with family. But I think that she feels you're part of like her life. And, you know, as I've mentioned many, many times before, you guys always keep coming back to each other. But here with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, again, shaky energy, shocky. I don't know why I was going to say that. Shaky energy. I still am feeling that strong, like 4 months, like of, you know, somewhat feeling a disconnect here between the two of you, that there is separation here on the horizon. I'm not getting like strong blocks or influences, but remember I have the Ten of Pentacles, which is the family card. So family could be getting in the way of your connection right now. So James, that is what I've got for your option 2, but I have you down for a BOGO as well. So if you're ready, you can type those questions up. What are Patty's romantic feelings towards James? Overall, I think romance is low on her totem pole right now for you. She's not thinking romantically with you right now. Now, as we all know, there is unconscious thought and conscious thought. I mentioned it in James's reading. So there could be some feelings underneath it all subconsciously that she's not like recognizing that would make her want to be with you. And clearly you guys have a history with each other. So like, it's not that she thinks you're unappealing. She like clearly has an attraction for you. But I think in terms of like romance, that's not where her head is at right now. And the reason why I feel like there is this duality is because there's the Two of Pentacles. So I think if you were to dig deep, I think that she would say, I am attracted to James. And every once in a while, I do feel like a more like physical attraction to him. However, it's not on the surface and it's not something I think about like all the time. So I think it's very easy for her to compartmentalize your connection. And I think it's very easy for her to romantically friend zone you. This is like hard for me to say because her feelings are so complex and I don't want to get it wrong, but all I can really say is I don't think that's in her mind right now. I think that it's not off the table, but I think that it's not her priority. And I think what we need to focus on is like, what is her priority right now? Not what could it be or what is the potential here, but what is it really right now? And right now, it's like that's just not on her mind. I have the King of Swords clarified by the Six of Swords. Everything's very practical with you, James, right now. Everything's strictly practical. Like that's the phrase that I heard when I pulled these cards. And then I also have the High Priestess and the Hanged Man. And so I think you know that it's not necessarily like a non-starter, but it's definitely on a hiatus right now. It's a pause right now. And I'm getting that because the High Priestess and the Hanged Man are saying deep down, you know, that's not like what she wants right now. That's not what she's thinking about right now. And whenever I see the Hangman, I always say it's kind of like when you play music, like if you're like, oh, listening to music, you're like, oh, this is a really good song. And then like something comes up and you're like, wait, I got to pause it because I need to find this house or I need to take this call or whatever. Something interrupts that song that you were enjoying and you hit pause. And it doesn't mean you're not ever going to come back to it, but you might open a different app. You might close out the app completely. And you might forget that you were listening to that song because you have all these other distractions. And you will come back to it at some point, probably because you like that song. But right now, it's on pause. So will it resume is the question. But obviously, that's not the energy right now. So I'm thinking no. but it's Two of Pentacles. So in this analogy, James, you are the song. Hopefully that makes sense. And then I also have the Hermit and the Towers, that she's focusing more on herself right now. And she could be actually a little bit destructive right now. Because it's like the Tower, it shows a picture of this girl who's like completely knocked down this tower, and there's like bricks all over the place, and she's looking back at the camera like with a smirk on her face. Like she's looking back at you like, I don't know, it just feels kind of like, you know, the devil emoji where she's got a little smirk on her face. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm being destructive right now, and like that's my motive, I guess. I'm just like doing me. So yeah, I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird energy, but hopefully I was able to articulate it well enough. What's going on? Sorry, my cursor, something was getting stuck, so I was a little confused. Does she have romantic feelings for someone else, or looks at them as a better suited partner? Let's take a look. All right, does she have feelings for someone else? Does she have romantic feelings for someone else? Do you have romantic feelings for someone else? Does Patty have romantic feelings for someone else? Okay, so is it deep down, does she have her eyes on someone else? And I am getting a yes. But she's not doing anything about it. Like, she's not, it's kind of like for you, where she's got feelings for you, but she's not doing anything about it. She's not doing anything about this thing either. I think truthfully, she doesn't want to be in a relationship. Does she think someone else is a better suited partner for her? I'm getting a no for that one, James. But I think the reason I'm getting a no is because she doesn't really know what she's looking for, what she wants. And I think she's in the process of trying to figure that out. So So I don't think that she thinks someone else is better suited for her, because if you aren't like sure of what you want, you don't really know. Like, it's kind of like if you've never had a relationship before, in the same way, you don't really know what you want until you've experienced things. And then you can start checking things off your list and going, okay, I liked that about this person, but I don't like this. So moving forward, if I see this, then I'm not going to date that person. And so you kind of start narrowing down what you're looking for. Truth be told, I don't think Patty's had enough experience to really know what she wants. And that could be part of the problem here, because I remember doing readings for you and recently, and she was like, what was it? Like, I think that she kind of wanted to experience more for herself. She kind of wanted, that's what it was. She was like, if I get with him, then that's it. It's final. That's like the end of it. And I feel like I need to do more exploring and more discovering before I make a big decision like that. And so I feel like, is there someone better suited for her that she thinks, is there someone better suited for her than you at this time? No. I do think, though, that she's interested in seeing, like, experiencing more. So, but again, she's not wanting to date anyone right now. So I think that really she's just looking for friendship, because the Three of Pentacles is coming out again. I truly think, oh, this is interesting. Thank you, Spirit. This is what they're telling me, is that she is exploring options through friendship. So so that she doesn't risk putting herself out there and getting hurt or finding herself in a situation that she wants to get out of. She is becoming friends with people and learning about them and discovering who they are as a friend. And then maybe, down the line, if anything happens from that point, then that's fine too. But she's saying, like, I want to get to know somebody on a friendship level. I don't want to go into it with them thinking that I want to date them. So how do I do this? And so I think that's really what she's interested in right now, is just making friendships so she can get the tea and the temperature on these people in a very vulnerable place, because they're not trying to pursue her, and she can just see who they are generally as a person and go from there. Kind of like a new girl situation. Like, how she was just friends with Nick. I don't know if you ever saw the show, but she was friends with Nick for the longest time, and then they realized they had feelings for each other. Kind of like that. That's how she wants to go about this. So that could be in part why she had said to you, like, if you guys were going to live together, you kind of had to like see how things were going to be. This is all coming full circle for me, because it's making so much sense now why she's been in this place of like, no, I just want to be friends. And why she's like, I don't want to like commit to someone until I know what it's like to live with them and things like that. It's almost like she's wanting a roommate first to see how you guys cohabitate. And then I remember saying that the key to your relationship with her is to just accept being friends with her. It's all coming full circle for me, because it's making me realize she doesn't want someone to pursue her romantically. She wants to just see what it's like being friends first. And I think that that's never been the case for you. You've always pursued her romantically, so she's never really gotten a good gauge on it. The only benefit to your connection that you guys have had so far is the fact that even despite you wanting to be more than friends, she has been able to really get to know you, and she feels she knows you pretty well. But I think that's kind of how she's going about things right now. So deep down, I think she's got her eye on someone else, but they're literally saying she's doing literally nothing about it. She's not pursuing them. She's not asking to date them. She's not being affectionate with them physically. She's literally just like in observation mode right now. They're saying like she's moving at a snail's pace with the situation. So I think that it might be her eyes are on you and her eyes are on this other person, whoever this person is, but she's literally treating them like she's doing nothing about it. And I think that she's going about this very, very cautiously with her guard up. And just to reiterate, she's not looking for a romantic relationship right now with anybody. And if she finds a partner, whether it be you or whatever, she's essentially saying, I'm just going to observe them as a friend for a very long time before I let on if I have feelings for them, because I want to know who they are without making myself vulnerable and sticking my neck out just to get hurt. So that's the message. And it could be why too, James, that I never really pick up other people around her for you. Because like you're always like, is she into anyone else? Is she talking to anyone else? And I'm always getting like a no. Very rarely am I getting like, oh, maybe, possibly, or kind of. There may be someone else swirling around. It's like really hard to get that information. But that could just be because she's not pursuing it. And so that's why I've always been blind to it. She's an interesting gal. I feel like it's just, she's like an onion, and I've been having how long has it taken for me to try to peel back these layers to try to understand what she's thinking or where she's coming from? Oh no, not that emoji. Okay, God, thank you for checking in. I'm going to be with you in just a second. It's like, let's just make things really complex. Oh, no. I mean, I think for you, it's complicated. I think for her, it's simple. I think for her, it's like as simple as she can make it. She's like, I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to stick my neck out there. I don't want to get hurt. And I don't want to make the wrong decision. So, and honestly, I don't think that I want a relationship right now. And even if I was interested in something romantically, I don't really know what I'm looking for. So the easiest thing for me and the most simple thing for me is to just be friends with people. And if something happens, then it happens. And so for her, maybe it's complex to you. And for me, it's complex to try to decode all of this. But I think for her, it just might be the most straightforward, simple solution. I don't know. But I feel you, though. Like, I get what you're saying. I feel what you're putting down. I'm picking it up. I got you. All right. Okay. So this is for Gotham. Just to reiterate, these messages take about 5 to 10 minutes. So I am here monitoring the chat. If anyone has any questions or comments, I will be able to address those. But it's going to take me a few minutes to get this done. So all lists are closed. We're wrapping up donations at the moment. If you're currently on the donation list and you would like to add to your reading, I will honor that. But outside of that, no new donations, but I will be back tomorrow. Is it hard for you, James, to put yourself in her shoes? Like, is it because you want a romantic relationship? So it's like hard to understand where she's coming from? Like, for her to not want one, does that seem really crazy to you? It's simple. Let's spend time together. If things flow, they flow. You'll be able to tell if this is friendship romantic. Yeah, James, like that is essentially, you got it. Like that is exactly what she wants to do. She thinks she wants to spend time together. If they flow, they flow. The thing is that when, okay, if you guys met on a dating site, I'm going to just really quickly, got him. I will be right with you. I'm so sorry. If you guys were on a dating site, that means that she is consenting to looking for a romantic relationship. And you are consenting to looking for a romantic relationship, and you guys match, and you're like, hey, I really want to get to know you better. Then you go on a date or two, and you're like, okay, this is great. It's turning romantic. Or you're like, this isn't great. Not romantically speaking, but great friendship. That's fine. That is a natural, like, spend time together, let it flow, figure out if it's a friendship or a romantic. The problem is that you guys are both going into this consenting to date. You are going into this wanting to date, and she's not. So it has already started off kind of off kilter, and she can't just see if this is going to flow if you're expecting something more than friendship. It's hard for her to like gauge what this is going to be because doesn't even know if she wants to date. Basically, if like you guys didn't know each other, you'd be on dating sites and she wouldn't be. That's what I'm basically picking up. So that's why it's different, is that it can't just flow. It can't just be friendship because she wasn't even looking for someone in the first place. If you guys never met, you'd be on a dating site looking for a person to be with and trying to find your match. And she would just be off doing whatever she's doing right now. And so when you're going into it and things are already like off balance, that makes it hard because you always know in the back of your mind that you're going after her to date her, and she knows in the back of her mind that's what you're doing. And so it doesn't leave a lot of room for letting things flow because she's probably feeling like you're waiting on her every last move, every last word. And even if that's not your energy, even if you're very cool and chill and laid back and like let her make the moves and all that stuff, it's not going to get anywhere because there's already a pretense set, and that's what makes it hard. And so I think for her, like, that's where it gets complicated. And I think that's where I thrive here as a reader, because I'm not making excuses for her, but I am able to try to help you see like her side. And you don't have to agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm romantic. Like I'm interested in finding a match. I always have been. I've always been interested in finding a partner. You and I think very similarly. It's hard for us to understand a mindset outside of that, but we do have to respect it even if we don't agree with it. It makes it more complicated. But that's just the way that it is. So hopefully, James, I was able to kind of like, I don't know, do something there. But this might just take some time to process. All right, so got him. Let's get you started here. Okay. I kind of have to like switch gears here mentally. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, James. I'm sorry, friend. I'm really trying to like tell it straight, but you know, you know me. I always like to give a positive spin. That's just the way that I am as a reader. I try to, but sometimes it's hard. I don't like delivering like uncomfortable news. It's not like I don't enjoy it. Well, I'll check more another time. I don't want to hold up these readings. Yeah, that's totally cool. Okay. We have a lot to learn. Okay. And Gotham, you like it when I send you the readings right afterwards. You like getting those copies. Okay, perfect. All right. Nat, if you're here, please check in with me, friend. I know that you wanted a love reading. I'm assuming you just wanted a general, but if you want to clarify that for me, just let me know. And Gotham, remind me of your person's name. I don't think I've done enough of these for you to have it memorized yet. I can't remember if you gave me like an initial or a name. Why am I hearing? I'm just like all of a sudden hearing Danielle, and I'm sure that I'm like totally wrong. That's probably. Holy shit, it is. It is Danielle. Okay, good. Okay, maybe my memory isn't as bad as I thought. Okay. Got you, Nat. Okay, perfect. I'll be with you after this. All right, Danielle, what do you want to tell him? What do you want to tell him? Hey, Amy. Yeah, sorry. I closed my list like very early on because we got a lot of donations up front and we had a pre-order from last night that ended up not getting done. And before I knew it, the list was getting really long and I knew it was going to be a while before I could finish it. And we're already 2 hours in. So I ended up closing the list early. Don't feel too bad. I don't think you would have made it either way. But I will be back tomorrow night. So if you want to try then, we can do that. How was the fair? It rained, but it was still nice. Turkey leg and of course funnel cake. Ah, that's so cute. Yeah, last time I went to the fair, it was an agricultural fair. It wasn't that long ago. It was in June. And I've been gluten free for a couple of months. But at the time, I wasn't. Or I hadn't been for a long time, but I had just recently started maybe like 2 weeks before. And the funnel cake smelled so good. And I was so proud of myself. I didn't get any, but it was really hard. And like I've been thinking about that funnel cake for a long time. But I'm glad you had a good time. That's awesome. Well, make sure you get some sleep tonight. We are almost done for you, Gotham. She's funny because, like, her thoughts are kind of all over the place. Like, I feel like she has maybe a hard time trying to get herself organized in what she's thinking and feeling. And so I kind of feel like as I'm writing, it's like, no, wait, go back. I meant to say this. No, okay, well, erase that, go back here. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, get it together. But that could just be like partly her personality. You said that sounds so much like her, to be honest. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Oh, I just saw some comments that I missed. Bye, Amy. Sorry I missed that. We have a festival going on right now outside of my house. And man, the funnel cakes does sound good. Yeah, it rained here too earlier. I guess it's raining everywhere. Is everyone on the East Coast? I wonder if it's like an East Coast thing. She does it to me a lot when she texts me. She's all over the place. Yeah, she's all over the place. I'm like, girl, get it together. Like, this is like, so I'm going back. I'm like, erase. I don't ever do this, but I'm like going back and like erasing, crossing things out. Like, I'm trying to keep this as organized as possible. But it's like, she's like, no, this is what I meant to say. And I'm like, holy fuck. So anyways, it's cute. It's funny. It's like quirky. But yeah, like I'm definitely picking that up this time. Does she misspell words and stuff? I feel like yeah, definitely getting a bit of that too. You call it speaking, Danielle. You understand her, but it's her inside joke. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so you understand her. I don't know if she I'm trying to understand this, so maybe you can help me. I don't like, does she have a strong faith, or is there like a father figure, or I don't know. I'm getting like either she feels like she has a guardian angel, like someone that passed on that was really close to her that she talks to try to like feel comfort and get guidance from, or maybe she has a close faith to God. I'm not sure. Um but like I hear her saying I talked to blank about you. And I know because there's other messages here about like her talking to other people, but there's like someone in particular that it feels like it's almost like um she's talking to almost like an ethereal being, like something that she can't see, but she knows is there. And I can't tell if it almost feels like spirit. Like it feels like, I don't know. Maybe you'll know. That helps me. Thank you. Yeah. She does. She talks to them. Mom and dad, right? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely then it's passed on parents. Okay. Cuz I'm like there's some type of like seniority figure. Like I'm like father figure and then when I said father figure out loud I was like okay, but it still could be mom. Um but like the main thing is that it's somebody she's talking to that she can't get messages back from. Um and so that made me feel like she's talking to the other side. Do you get what I mean? I think she thinks a lot about their opinion. But it's funny because I was like, yeah, I'm glad that I said that because I was like, okay, she could say I talk to God, but then I was like, that doesn't feel quite right. But I do feel like there is this connection that feels like more than like the earthly realm. It feels bigger than life. And so when I think a bigger than life connection, it's either God or it's a passed on loved one that they feel is looking out for them. And so I am glad that because that didn't quite feel right, that I still gave the other example because that is what I was feeling. That she holds them in like high regard, and this is like a bigger than life connection. I'm sorry to hear that too, that her parents passed away. That's got to be very hard, especially because she was orphaned and, she wasn't an adult when this happened. All right, I'm about to send it to you and then we'll read it out loud as well. This took me a little bit longer, I think, because I just was, she was all over the place and I was having to like rewrite stuff. So I was like, yeah, I had to get a little more organized here. That it was hard on her. It made her grow up and she had to move back from Texas to take care of her brother and basically be his mom. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hard. Did she get or not emancipated, but did she get declared an adult? Or did she have to wait till she was 18? Okay, so I sent it to you. She says, I am seeking out answers in regards to our connection. I am comparing you to past connections and trying to get a good read on how I feel. So, real quick, she is comparing you to, like, I guess previous people she's been involved with or interested in romantically. So she's kind of like, oh, well, this is like, I don't know. There's a comparison thing happening. So yeah. So she says, I'm seeking out answers in regards to our connection. I'm comparing you to past connections and trying to get a good read on how I feel. You are strikingly different than anyone I've been interested in before. I am bouncing ideas around and thoughts about you to my closest confidants, but ultimately I am looking within myself for some guidance about you. I am finding that it's the most important to rely on myself than anything else. I talk to mom and dad about you too. Sometimes I feel them nudging me in your direction. I wonder what they think of us. And by the way, there's a line through the word finding that I sent you that was not intentional. I think that's just more of her chaotic energy coming through. But yeah, that is your message. Oh, okay, so emancipated. Okay, that wasn't an accident. Okay, perfect. Good to know. Um so I think, and with that, if she was emancipated, did she have a good relationship with her parents? Cuz usually if you're emancipated, you don't have a good relationship with your parents, or you guys are a little bit estranged. But it can also mean that that's just the way they had to make her legally an adult before she turned 18. Aw, she does say that you're like nobody else she's ever met. That's so sweet. That's really hard. Damn. I am sorry to hear that. I'm sure she's a very resilient woman, and I'm sure her brother is very grateful for her. It's probably why it's hard for her to get close to people, because she has that wound. They always say that there's like a life defining moment in everyone's life. There's something that happens that defines the trajectory of how they handle things and how they move forward. And it sounds like for her that this was that. But Gotham, that is what I've got for you. I'm glad to hear that it resonates for you, and I was able to pull some additional details of confirmation. I appreciate you working with me and we figuring this out together. I am going to move on to Nat. Nat, we are going to do a general, what's coming in for you. I have you for a love read general, and you put that you're a Virgo. Okay. You're welcome, Gotham. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much. Okay, have a good night. General for Nat, please. Love. What is coming in for her? General love. She's a Virgo. What is coming in for her? Oh, friend. You got the Five of Pentacles here. You also got the Death card, the Five of Wands. Love life is not doing so great. How long is this energy for? Okay, so things are changing around coincidentally around your birthday. But as of right now, during Leo season, things are going to be a bit quiet for you. So I asked how long this was going to be going on, and we got the Hermit card. As we all know, the Hermit card is the Virgo energy. So this is indicating to me that Leo might just be a bit quieter. And that's okay. I think you'll start coming out of it. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat. I think you'll start coming out of it like around your birthday month. You're going to start feeling like more like yourself, more in like that energy that, you know, we always love our own season. We always feel a little bit more like ourselves, I think. And up until that point, though, I see kind of like a disconnect in your love life, things being a bit quieter. The Five of Pentacles makes me feel like maybe you feel like love is happening for everyone else and not you right now. But the Death card does indicate like transitions or transformations. So everyone sees the Death card and freaks out, but it's actually, in my opinion, a good thing, especially if you're not liking the current energy. It indicates like a big change coming your way. And I don't know if the reason that your love life is going a bit slow because maybe it's just more like I don't know. I just keep hearing the word quiet. I keep hearing like quieter time. You said, yeah, that's fine. I'm not ready right now dealing with ex-husband paperwork. Oh, shoot. That's crazy. So we do have the King of Swords here. I don't know what energy your ex is, but this talks about like authority, things needing to get in order, and it can also talk about a masculine energy kind of still in your reading, in your energy. So not that like this person wants to get back with you or anything like that, but it could indicate that maybe you're kind of maybe in your mind you see like a finish line, and you're kind of like, maybe I shouldn't explore anything until this finish line, which I don't know what that is. Because it sounds like you're divorced already, but there could be kind of like in your mind, kind of like a plan, like a practical plan here where you're kind of like, once I get this, this, and this in order, then I will be ready. Then I will open myself up to more opportunities in my love life. For some reason, I'm kind of feeling like you kind of want to check some things off your list first. So that could be what that is. And that's why things are a bit, okay. Makes sense. So maybe before you start exploring your love life, you want to, be on your own. You want him out. You don't want to be dating someone and then being like, yeah, I still live with him kind of thing. Maybe you're just kind of like, I want a fresh start. Maybe that's what that finish line is. In after Virgo season, I see you spending a lot of time socializing, getting yourself out there more, but you're not, again, still, even during Virgo season, you're not putting your priority as finding a relationship. You're saying, I'm open to it. I'm looking forward to the next new love. And I'm going to put myself in situations where I could potentially meet people. But I still don't think even during Virgo season, that's your priority. I do think that love is coming your way sooner than anticipated. I kind of hear like stealing your heart kind of thing. Someone stealing your heart. So, take this intuitive guidance of like, I'm putting myself out there in social settings. I'm having fun with friends. If someone invites me to something, I'm going to go to that thing. I'm not necessarily doing it with the intention of finding a match, but I know that by putting myself out there and putting myself in these social settings and in the community, that I am leaving myself open for the potential of a connection to happen organically. And if so, if that happens, then great. So I think someone's coming for you, Nat. I think someone's here that's going to pursue you. Again, I don't necessarily think it's going to happen during Virgo season, but I do see you socializing more. But I think that this person coming in is going to happen a little bit sooner than you anticipated. And I think that's good because if you like what you're hearing, if you like how this is sounding, continue on this trajectory and just know that, from here on out to the rest of the year, put yourself out there more in terms of like going to dinner, going to get drinks, going to like a club or a farmer's market or a friend's house. Like if you're invited to things, try to do those things. At least make socializing a priority for you, because I feel like this person's going to be looking for you and they need to be able to find you. They're not going to find you at your house. So just put yourself out there a little bit more. Maybe once everything settles down with like your ex, maybe once that whole thing gets squared away, then you'll start feeling a little more confident putting yourself out there. Let's take a look. Who is this person coming for her? Who is this person coming for her? All right, now really quickly, there's someone from the past that might try to come back in. And this, we're about to enter Mercury retrograde. So just know that like this past person, I don't think it's your husband, but it could be, I guess, might be coming back in or might be coming back around in terms of like trying to hit on you or put the moves on you or something. So like if this is unwanted, just please make sure you shut this down. Essentially, you don't want anything in your energy that's going to take up room for this new person to come in. Who is this person that's coming in for her? Who is this person? Now, if it's someone from your past that, you've never gotten into a relationship with before, like maybe like, I don't know, an old coworker that reaches out to you, or someone that you went to school with or something like that, and you never really saw them as like a dating potential, but maybe you're like, a lot of time has passed, maybe this could be something, then don't shut that down. But just if it's like a past ex or something like that, basically Spirit is saying keep in mind retrograde, like old people from the past could be coming back. All right, so who is this person? Who is this person? We have, I think this might have been potentially a secret admirer of yours. Maybe they never told you that, and they're looking for another opportunity to express this to you. Yeah, I'm kind of getting like secret admirer. That's happened to me like in my early 20s. I think I was like 23. This was a long time ago, but I had gone to school with this guy, and he was like literally one of the most popular people in school. Like everyone knew him, everyone was friends with him, and he like reached out to me one night and he was basically like, I've had the biggest crush on you, but I was always dating someone in high school. Like I had a high school sweetheart up until junior year, starting in like freshman year, basically, like day one. And then junior year, sometime I dated somebody that I was working with, and then I like dated a friend of his. Like, don't ask. And then that was like my whole senior year. I dated that friend. So, I have this like theme with like friends liking me, like they're best friends and they both want to date me. It's weird. And so like later on, I guess because I was always involved with someone, it was like 5 years later. He was like, I always had this crush on you. And like I've always wanted to talk to you. And at that time, when he finally told me his feelings, I was dating his best friend. Like that was like a second time that has happened with completely different people. And so he kept trying to like pursue me and stuff. And I was like, yo, I'm like talking to your friend. Like, I mean, we're not official, but this is weird. So anyways, that's basically what I'm saying now is this almost feels like someone from your past that like never really thought they had a shot, that is trying to tell you that they kind of have had a crush on you for a while, or they've kind of been like watching you for a while, but you've never really put them in the like dating category. I see. Okay. Well, it just feels almost like this person. I don't know. I'm getting the Six of Cups again. So I think there is somebody from the past that's reaching out to you, Nat. You might run into them. Like if you and a friend are going somewhere, maybe this person is like ends up being there and you're like, oh my God, hey, like, how have you been? Wow, this is kind of crazy to see you here, kind of thing. And then you guys just like hit it off. And keeping in mind that someone from the past is not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, if you've explored a romantic relationship and it's done, you shouldn't really revisit that. But somebody from the past that you've known that like you haven't really, they've been right under your nose, you've never really like done anything with or like explored something further with them. I feel like there may be a reason for that, because you may need to be the person that you are and have gone through all of the experiences that you've gone through to be the perfect person for them now, and vice versa. So there's that. That's really all the information I'm getting in terms of who this person is. But another interpretation really quickly before I let you go is that Six of Cups does talk about like someone feeling instantly familiar, like you have an instant connection with them. They could be a brand new person and you're like, why does it feel like I've known this person forever? So another interpretation of this could be that this is a brand new person and you just feel like they're home, like they feel like home to you. You're just like, everything about them, yes, like this connection is insane. I've never experienced something like this before, where we hit it off immediately and we just feel so comfortable around each other. That is Six of Cups energy, because Six of Cups is like feeling of comfort. So there's that. And Six of Cups talks about like past life stuff too. So that could be why you have an instant connection with someone. But yeah, so those are the messages that I have for you in terms of this. Hopefully this this helps or offers some insight for you. Yeah. All right, Nat, that's what I've got for you, friends. I hope you have a good night. For everyone else, I am signing off for the evening, and I will be back tomorrow night. You're welcome, Nat. Bye, everyone.